They were in your garden last night while you slept. While your garden was dark and quiet and you thought everything was fine, they were out there. Dozens of them. Maybe hundreds. Moving through your beds in complete silence, eating, laying eggs, disappearing before dawn. And here's the number that should stop you cold. One slug lays up to 500 eggs per year. Those eggs survive underground for years, waiting for the right conditions to hatch. Which means the slug problem you think you have right now is not your actual problem. Your actual problem is what is already buried in your soil, waiting. Every pellet you scatter, every trap you set, kills the slugs you can see. It does nothing to the 5,000 eggs already in the ground beneath your feet. And those eggs hatch into slugs that are immune to the pellets you used, because slug bait resistance now affects metaldehyde, the most common chemical slug killer in gardens that have used it for more than 3 consecutive seasons. You are paying money to create resistant slugs. This garden has never used a slug pellet, has never set a beer trap, has never scattered salt. And slugs are not a problem here. Not this season, not last season, not in living memory. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to give you the exact 5-layer system the Amish use. And I'm going to show you the one method at the end of this video that most gardeners have never heard of. The one that does not just kill the slugs you can see, but eliminates the egg population underground. That last method is the reason Amish gardens stay slug-free year after year while everyone around them keeps fighting the same battle every spring. Stay with me. Everything builds toward it. Most gardeners spend $5 to $15 every season on slug pellets, and repeat it every year because pellets treat symptoms, not the source. This system costs almost nothing, and it treats the source. After year 1, most of it is self-maintaining. If slugs have destroyed seedlings you worked hard to grow like right now, you are about to understand why nothing you tried before actually worked. Why everything you've tried has failed. Let me show you why every standard slug control method is designed to fail. Metaldehyde pellets kill slugs that eat them, which sounds like exactly what you want. Until you understand the complete picture. Metaldehyde attracts slugs from surrounding areas. You are not just killing the slugs in your garden. You are advertising to every slug in your neighborhood that your garden is a feeding location. More arrive. You scatter more pellets. The cycle escalates. And metaldehyde kills birds, hedgehogs, and ground beetles, the exact natural predators that would otherwise control your slug population for free. Remove the predators, and the slug population is permanently unmanaged. The pellets become mandatory indefinitely. Beer traps, an old favorite. Beer fermentation smell attracts slugs. They fall in and drown. Satisfying, but only effective in a radius of about 1 meter. In a 10 square meter bed, you would need 10 traps, emptied and refilled every 2 days. And the dead slugs in the trap release a chemical signal that actually draws more slugs toward the area. The trap creates its own demand, copper tape. In theory, copper creates a mild electrical charge when reacted with slug slime that slugs find unpleasant. In practice, copper tape must be at least 4 centimeters wide to have any deterrent effect. Must make complete, unbroken contact with the surface at every point, and must be kept clean and oxide-free to conduct. In a real garden with rain, soil contact, leaf debris, the tape corrodes and loses effectiveness within weeks. Crushed eggshells, grit, wood ash around plants. Physical barrier theory, slugs dislike crossing abrasive or drying surfaces. True in dry conditions. Completely ineffective in rain. In a wet season, which is when slug pressure is always highest, these barriers are washed flat within hours. Every single one of these methods treats the surface. Visible slugs. None of them touch what is actually driving your slug problem. The eggs, the daytime hiding habitat. The moisture conditions that make your garden a 5-star slug hotel. The Amish system addresses all 3, starting with the thing you cannot see. Comment below, Which slug method have you tried? Pellets, beer traps, copper, eggshells? Tell me. I want to show you exactly why it kept failing. Method 1. Destroy the hotel first. A slug has 2 requirements in life: food and somewhere to hide during the day. Remove the hiding places, and you do not need to kill slugs. They leave. Slugs are nocturnal. They feed from dusk to dawn and retreat before daylight to sheltered, moist, dark locations where they rest, digest, and lay their eggs. Any flat object resting on soil is a slug shelter. Boards, stones, pots, dense, low-growing weeds against bed edges, thick layers of debris. Long grass at garden boundaries, every one of these is a 5-star slug hotel, and if it is in your garden, it is occupied. The Amish approach to habitat begins before any other intervention. They clear a clear soil zone of at least 30 centimeters around every growing bed. No boards, no debris. No pots stored directly on soil. No dense, weedy margins. The soil surface between beds is kept open, raked clear, and critically dry at the surface. Because surface moisture is what slug movement depends on. Slugs dehydrate rapidly on dry surfaces. They move by gliding on a mucus trail. Producing that mucus costs the slug significant body of water. On a dry, open, raked soil surface with no shade, a slug will not cross more than 1 to 2 meters before it begins to dehydrate. It turns back. The Amish also time their watering deliberately. They water in the morning, never in the evening. Morning-watered soil dries through the day. Evening-watered soil stays moist through the night, exactly when slugs are active. This single timing change alone measurably reduces nightly slug activity. Morning audit. Every morning for 1 week before 8 a.m., do a quick sweep of your garden with a torch. Lift every stone, board, pot, and dense weed clump at the bed edges. Every slug you find and remove in the morning is one that cannot lay eggs in your soil that night. Remove at least 10 per morning, and you will see visible reduction in seedling damage within 4 days. Drop them in a bucket of salty water or relocate them far from your garden. Save this video right now. The underground egg elimination method is coming at the 7-minute mark, and it is the part most gardening videos never cover. You will want to come back to it. Method 2. Barriers that actually work. Barriers work, but only the right barriers installed correctly. The Amish use 3 specific barrier materials, none of them purchased from a garden center. First, dried horsetail plant. Horsetail dried and laid thickly around the base of vulnerable plants and the edges of beds. Creates a physical barrier that slugs find extremely difficult to cross. The plant's silica-rich texture is abrasive to slug skin. But more importantly, fresh horsetail releases compounds that are directly toxic to slugs at close range, and dried horsetail retains a concentration of these compounds for several weeks. The Amish collects horsetail from field margins and stream edges. It is one of the most common wild plants in most regions. Dry it in the sun and apply it fresh around every vulnerable seedling at transplant time. It is free, effective, and also improves soil silica content as it slowly decomposes. Second, sharp sand. Not builder sand, which has rounded grains. Sharp sand, also called horticultural grit, with angular glass-like particles. Applied in a wide band, minimum 10 centimeters, at bed edges and around individual vulnerable plants. Sharp sand works on a simple principle. The angular edges cut into the soft underside of slug skin when crossed. Unlike ash and eggshells, it does not wash flat in rain. The particles are too heavy to move with surface water. One application of sharp grit at the bed edge lasts a full season. Third, wool pellets. Sheep wool compressed into pellets, scattered around plants and across bed surfaces. As wool absorbs moisture, its fibers expand and tangle, creating a texture that slugs physically cannot move through. The lanolin in natural wool is also mildly repellent to slugs. And as wool decomposes through the season, it releases slow nitrogen into the soil. The Amish have access to wool from their own flocks, raw fleece laid around plants accomplishes the same thing. If you can source raw sheep fleece from a local farm, this barrier is extraordinarily effective and costs almost nothing. Layered barrier combines sharp grit as the base layer at the bed edge, 10 centimeters wide, with dried horsetail laid on top. The grit provides the physical abrasion. The horsetail provides the chemical deterrent. Together, they are far more effective than either alone. Replenish the horsetail every 3 to 4 weeks as it loses potency. The grit stays all season. The horsetail barrier is used in Amish gardens across the Northeast and Midwest. It is one of the least known and most effective slug deterrents available, and it grows wild in almost every region for free. Most gardeners spending money on copper tape have never heard of it. Like this video if you are going to try at least one of these barriers this week. The sharp grit is the fastest to deploy. It takes under 5 minutes and works from night 1. Method 3. The underground solution nobody talks about this is the part I told you to stay for. The reason Amish gardens are slug-free year after year is not the barriers or the habitat removal, though both are essential. It is what they do to the soil itself. And the modern equivalent of the traditional Amish approach is something called slug parasitic nematodes, and almost no mainstream gardening channel covers this in detail, because it makes every slug product on the market look primitive by comparison. Nematodes are microscopic roundworms naturally occurring in healthy soil. The species Phasmarhabditis hermaphrodita specifically parasitizes slugs and their eggs. These nematodes enter slug eggs through the shell, multiply inside, and destroy the developing slug. They also enter adult slugs through their skin, releasing bacteria that are lethal to the slug from within. An infected slug withdraws underground. You will not see dead slugs on the surface and dies within 7 to 14 days. One application of slug parasitic nematodes treats the soil for 6 weeks. During that 6 weeks, every slug egg in the treated area, hundreds, potentially thousands of eggs per square meter, is found and destroyed. Every adult slug that retreats into the soil during the day is found and parasitized. The result is not just fewer slugs this season. It is fewer eggs going into next season. And fewer eggs means fewer slugs next spring. The population is being reduced at the source, underground, not just at the surface. Application is simple. The nematodes come in a powder or gel mixed with water, applied to moist soil with a watering can. Apply in spring when soil temperatures are above 5 degrees Celsius. Water the soil before application. Nematodes need moisture to move through soil. Apply in the evening. Keep the soil moist for the following 2 weeks. The Amish traditional equivalent was the active encouragement of predatory ground beetles, which consume slug eggs aggressively, and the use of fermented preparations applied to soil that created hostile conditions for slug eggs. The nematode application is the precise modern biological equivalent, targeted, underground, addressing the root of the population rather than the visible tip. Nematode timing. Apply slug parasitic nematodes twice, once in early spring before slug season peaks, and once in late summer before autumn egg laying. The spring application suppresses the hatching generation. The late summer application destroys the eggs being laid for next year. 2 applications per season, 1 to 2 years running, can reduce slug egg populations in your soil by 80 to 90%. After year 2, annual spring application is typically sufficient to maintain control. This method is used extensively in commercial organic horticulture across Europe. Amish farmers who work with agricultural extension programs in Pennsylvania and Ohio have incorporated nematode applications alongside traditional methods for decades. Home gardeners almost never hear about it because it requires no ongoing product purchase after the initial setup, and that makes it commercially unattractive to the companies that fund most gardening media. Comment the word nematodes if this is the first time you have heard about this method. I want to know how many people watching this have been fighting slugs for years without knowing this existed. Method 4. The free army that works every night. You have allies you have probably never thought about. Hedgehogs eat slugs. A single hedgehog consumes up to 200 slugs per night. One hedgehog in your garden through the summer months eliminates more slugs than any spray, trap, or pellet ever could. Thrushes hunt slugs. They carry them to a stone, a regular anvil they return to repeatedly, and smash them open. A thrush with a territory that includes your garden will actively reduce your slug population every day through the growing season. Ground beetles, specifically carabid beetles, are among the most voracious slug predators in existence. They hunt at night, following slug trails and consuming both adult slugs and their eggs. A healthy ground beetle population in a garden can consume an extraordinary volume of slug eggs, eggs that would otherwise hatch into the next season's problem. Slowworms, legless lizards, harmless to humans, eat slugs almost exclusively. A slowworm living in your garden is a permanent, free, self-maintaining slug control system. The Amish attract all of these. Deliberately, a log pile or stone pile at the garden. Edge left undisturbed, provides perfect ground beetle and slowworm habitat. Do not tidy it. Do not move it. It is working. A hedgehog house, a simple wooden box with an entry tunnel filled with dry leaves, placed in a sheltered corner, provides overwintering habitat that brings hedgehogs back to your garden year after year. A water source, even a shallow dish sunk to ground level, brings thrushes and other slug-eating birds to the garden regularly. And critically, no slug pellets. Metaldehyde poisoned slugs are eaten by hedgehogs and thrushes. The secondary poisoning kills them. Every pellet you scatter risks removing the most effective slug predators in your garden permanently. Ground beetle habitat, pile flat stones, or broken terracotta at the edge of each growing bed, partially buried in the soil. Ground beetles nest beneath them during the day and emerge at night. A garden with established ground beetle colonies has measurably lower slug and slug egg pressure than one without. Never disturb these piles during the growing season. They are active and they are working for you. Subscribe and hit the bell. The next video in this series covers the full Amish predator habitat system. How to build a garden that attracts hedgehogs, ground beetles, and beneficial birds year-round. That video will go deeper on every predator than anything I've covered today. A garden without slugs is not a dream. It is an engineering problem, and the Amish solved it. Not with chemicals that create resistance and kill predators. Not with traps that draw more in. Not with barriers that wash flat in rain. With a system, layered, logical, self-reinforcing, eliminate the habitat. Install the right barriers. Deploy nematodes underground. Invite the predators. And then do what the Amish do every morning. Walk the garden. Watch, remove what you find. Make small adjustments. Trust the system. By the end of year 1, your slug pressure will be a fraction of what it is now. By year 2, you will not think about slugs the way you think about them today. By year 3, your neighbors will still be scattering pellets. And you will be planting seedlings directly into the ground without a second thought. That is what this system builds. Not just a solution to this season's slugs. A garden that protects itself. If this video gave you something real, share it with one gardener who is losing seedlings to slugs right now. They need this more than another bag of pellets. I'll see you in the next one.